It starts with the 911 call.
In an instant, anything can change. We have a big call, there could be a shooting, there could be a fire.
We are activated through all of the 911 centers at the request of police, fire, medical.
And seeing some of the raw emotion and agony when you would respond on a child death or a death in the family.
Fire and police officers are very well trained in what they do, but they're not very well trained in what to do after the event. Unfortunately, some people pass away and nothing we can do about it, but then the family is there with that tragedy.
That reaching out, holding someone's hand in a time of crisis is not only a good thing, it's almost a vital thing.
We could get those trained, highly trained volunteers to come and work with us to help with the people that are suffering the trauma. We quickly realized what a great deal this was.
And so there's really this comprehensive approach to dealing with a crisis, and TIP certainly fills an important role in that approach. That safety net, that compassion that individuals need, providing resources.
When you are emotionally connected to a situation and your brain is in crisis, you're not firing on all cylinders. So to have that calm and that voice of reason who's going to be able to show up and comfort you and guide you is an asset beyond words.
There will always be a need for TIP forever. People like helping people.
I really think the core of TIP, in a nutshell, is the power of being there, that power of presence.
The power of one human being coming alongside another when their life has been turned upside down and just be.
We feel good about at least leaving the family with somebody and knowing that we can focus on the next emergency.
Because there'll be another one tomorrow and then the next day. And so I just think it's helped in the mental health of our firefighters.
In the early days, the attitude of police and fire towards TIP was pretty lukewarm.
Who is this citizen group of volunteers and how long is it going to take them to get there?
When we first started, we literally had to bribe firefighters with pizza to call us because they didn't know who we were. And in their mind, rightly so, were we going to be somebody else on scene that they had to take care of when they're trying to do their job?
As soon as one firefighter, one law enforcement officer used it and told the next person, then it started spreading.
This young lady by the name of June Vining was actually, we gave her office space at our training center.
But she sold us on the idea, and very quickly we realized the value in this.
We got to know the TIP volunteers as we got to see them make a difference in people's lives, as we got to do all those things with them. Acceptance came really very quickly.
And knowing that we left a family, at least in someone's hands, I think was a really good feeling for firefighters. And that was just absent before TIP.
It really was building reputation piece by piece, call by call, meeting by meeting, and doing what we said we would do.
25 years ago, we used to go to what was called Fire Alarm Dispatch to FAD, and we would hand them our handwritten calendar of who was on call.
We didn't have GPS, so we taught classes on actually how to find an address.
You had a Thomas guidebook, your pager, and at least 5 dimes to make phone calls. And there was phone booths everywhere.
When we started out, it was kind of like a bake sale, they're just trying to find big borrow and steal monies, so we keep it going. And that's without paying any staff.
And I think over time, people just know or grown to know that when we call TIP, they show up.
Today, there's not one firefighter, there's not one police officer, one sheriff's deputy in this region that doesn't know what TIP does, doesn't know how they work, and are very quick to call them out on any opportunity available where they'd be useful.
We wake up in the morning basically giving our whole day, our whole life to TIP, and I know that's the same for our volunteers. They're motivated every day to do what's right, to get out there and serve our clients.
Events like the Clackamas Town Center shooting, things that involve just more than one family or more than one area. They're a regional type response.
The distraught mom who had had a sick baby for 2 days, had been to the doctor multiple times, had finally gone to sleep after 48 hours only to wake up and find that their child had died. They were there and they did an incredible job.
People do not plan for those worst moments. You know, we'd all like to think it's never going to happen to us, and for too many people it does.
Portland's going to grow even more, and there's going to be even more families, whether they're transferred in or just choose to move to the Portland area, that will not have a support mechanism when that tragic day happens, car wreck, house fire, whatever it might be.
And I only see it as growing and branching out further to further communities in our area.
We started with City of Portland, we expanded to Multnomah County, and then we went across the river to Clark County. The next big growth for us was when we added and created the TIP Teen program.
I think it was probably one of the best character building experiences my daughter was ever exposed to.
This program is so crucial to the fabric, the very fabric of our society. And people don't really even know we're here. And that's what makes it so great.
It's a staple today. It is just part of our system. I don't know what we would do without it.
Government can't do it all. We rely on great organizations like TIP celebrating 25 years, and that's for a reason, because TIP is doing awesome work in our communities, and I'm certain it's going to be another great 25 years.
We're probably the #1 chapter in the country, and again, I think it's a direct result of the great leadership we've had from our executive director and her team.
Looking forward into the next 25 years as we celebrate this big accomplishment of 25 years of TIP, June has always, led the way and shown us what a great example she is for our program.
And trying not to sound too corny, but this feels like what I'm supposed to be doing. It doesn't feel like a job to me. It's fulfilling and I'm passionate about it. And I think about where we've been and where we are right now and the things we've done and where we're yet to be.